points. Humphrey has 15. You're going to divide your group of 6 into a group of 2 and a group of 4. The group of 2 will use an axe to cut this log until you have 5 pieces. Each of you have to make 2 cuts. So 4 cuts on that should make 5 pieces, if my math is correct. Once you're finished, you'll stand on your square, toss your wood into the box in the middle. If you miss, you just go out, come back. Once all 5 pieces are in there, that's the signal for your next 4 people to start. All 4 of you, one at a time, gonna be throwing this axe at the target.
Yeah, buddy.
This is very important. You want to give your thrower space. We don't want anybody getting hit with this.
Adam, you're the catcher.
Hey, don't demonstrate.
Throw the axe. If you miss, the same person that throws it, retrieve the axe, bring it back, give it to your next person. If you hit, same thing. Pull it out, bring it back. First group to get 5 hits on the target will be the winners. Then we will continue playing for second, third, and finally for fourth. Survivors ready! Go!
Open your legs. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Can't break it.
You can't do that?
That's good.
I've got 2 already.
You got it.
Nice, nice, nice.
Almost there.
Go, Nick. Go, Nick. Hey, spread your feet. Spread your feet. Don't chop on your foot. I'm missing.
Over here.
Good trick shot. You're done. There you go. Feet are back.
There you go. You're getting there.
Back in. Oh. So are you kidding? Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
One more.
Yeah. Nice.
Three in, 2 to go for the first men's try.
They're throwing this in.
Got it.
Girls.
Hey, you guys got it, girls.
Hold on!
All right. Oh!
You gotta go in order.
Come on, guys. One those fingers through.
Come to that part.
You gotta go.
Come on, somebody! Bethany, way up over your head.
Throw it forward!
Good job.
Gotta go over on the other boot.
Awesome. That's amazing. Yeah.
Over your head is easier.
Good hit. Yeah! Go get it, baby. One more. You got it. Here you go, Alex.
You gotta get 5.
Ready for the first bend.
You got it, Alex. You got it. Yeah! That's the best part of his weekend right
There you go, girl. Over here.
Yeah, you're up.
Come on, ladies!
You got one over here on the left. Got it, Nick.
Over your head, over your head.
Bring it on, baby.
Both arms over your head.
Awesome work. Way to roll. Well done.
Come on, Sunday, you got it, girl. Too much.
Oh, to the right.
Good work, girl. You got it, girl.
I get it running. Over one.
Oh, shoot. They'd yell at me if I didn't do that.
One. All three tribes still in it have 1 each.
You got it.
Look at the line. Definite learning curve here.
Yeah!
Not smart. 2 for the men.
Almost, Kayla!
Good job, Kayla. Take. You get everything you got.
Alright, we need this one.
One more hit.
Release at the shoulder.
Okay, we're done.
Yeah, I mean, we're stopping. Alright.
Well, we got
Try. Yeah.
Ace in the hole, baby.
What did they came in first and second, the boys?
For this challenge, 3 of you will form a bucket brigade. The first person in the bucket brigade will stand inside the pond, right at the edge of the beach. You will be in the water. The other 2 will be equal distances. You'll be tossing and catching the water till it gets to the 3rd person in the bucket brigade. That would be the one closest to this contraption we have set up. That person, when they feel like they want to bring their water around, will bring it around, pour it in your tribe bucket. It's up to you as a tribe to decide how much do I want to put in here before I start the next phase, which is filling these glass jars. When you decide you want to try, one person on each of your tribes will be manning one of these ropes each. you'll lift and tilt. Your last person will be using this stick to maneuver the bottle underneath the bucket. So you're going to be communicating together. The only time you can add water to this bucket is when it's flat on the table. When you're pouring, you can't keep adding water. The person with the stick can help guide the bucket back down to get it flat to refill it. Spotter will tell you once it's okay that this is full. The rule is going to be once you fill it enough for it to splash over, they're going to say you're good. Even if it comes back down below the rim, it splashes over and they tell you it's good, it's good. The person using the stick will then grab the bottle, come back to your tried bucket, dump it in, come back. Pick up the next one, a little bit narrower. Once this one's full, into your tried bucket, come back. Pick up the third one, even narrower. Once you've cycled through all three, start again with the widest, go to narrowest. Your job as a tribe is to fill this above the black line. There will be a spotter here that will make that call. Be careful, if you knock this over, your water is lost and you will start over. Drivers ready? Go! Got it?
Okay. But until we have water, we're not.
Everybody going through the learning curve.
All right.
You want any differently, Steve?
Yes. Now just low and slow.
Let me know if you want to adjust it.
Susie, you gotta be behind that block.
I'll tell you.
Yep. Okay. Water cannot go back into that bucket until it is flat.
Making it work.
You want to start now or wait for a bit more?
You gotta
leave yours alone.
Yeah, you gotta lift yours up. Okay, I see.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not getting any.
Line it up.
Might be too far, Adam. Austin. Don't push it any further. Okay, put yours down a little bit. Okay, forward.
There it is.
Forward.
Dark blue is a good pour.
You guys can only try.
Nice, good job, guys.
No, we can do it.
Almost half a bottle. Perfect. Second blue try is about halfway full.
Okay, let's start.
No, they're waiting for more water.
Oh, sorry. No, you're fine.
Back with another bucket. Kansas getting the bottle in position for their first pour.
Sorry. I like literally want to do recovery. Okay.
Just lift up to this break.
All the way back.
Get better for the win. Look at that.
Okay, we got it. Almost there.
Come on, Blue.
It hasn't fallen off the table.
Gotta go.
You're good.
Second bench try, that's there.
Yes, great job, guys.
Get under and go to the next bottle. There you go.
So you're saying we have to put more water in the tub? Okay.
We're almost there.
Sick.
Oh, I see.
Stop it.
Yeah, more water. So you need to let go of water.
Okay, move it. We're gonna fill it with more water. Okay. Wait, is there more in there?
No,
Wait, there's more in there. Go. Put it forward. Not too much forward. Almost ready.
Back further.
Try and get it going now.
Keep going. Alright. You got sloppy.
All right, slow down. We got
Towards
time.
us.
A little back before we go.
Good job, Austin.
Back a bit more.
Good.
Yes.
Back a little bit.
Go back.
More water if you need it, girls.
Yeah, Laura.
We need more water. Okay.
Keep it up.
About halfway, men on their third down here.
Let's try again.
Oh, not ready? Okay. Go. Now you can.
There you go. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Come on. You girls are good. Good. We're good.
Kayla's got her second bottle full.
We can't without her.
Yep. Back.
Okay, there we go. We got it. We got it. We got it. We got it.
Go back. This is just about now they're ahead of them. Nice. Keep moving fast, guys. There it is. Austin's got their bottle. Ready?
That's not gonna do it, is it? No.
Come on. All right. Ooh!
Get that other one in here.
Go.
Let's go.
They lost a little bit, but they still have it. Let's go. Keep going. We're good right now.
You got a lot of water in there.
That's it. There you go. Yeah, I think we're good.
LJ and Kayla just about even in their shoes.
Back.
Austin's got another one.
Proud of it, guys. Good job.
All right, let's go.
We're getting much faster with this as it goes on.
Oh shit!
Yes.
Oh, nice save.
I have plenty of water in here. Good job, guys. Good.
Okay.
Is that good?
I'm out. Hold on. It's gonna start coming in a
You
second.
need more? I got more.
Yeah. All right, hurry up. We need like.
Put it down, put it
Look
down.
back a little bit more. All right.
All right.
Nice. Right there.
You guys ready? All right.
All right.
You ready?
Down.
All right, so we're good.
Same thing. Full bottle knocked over. They lost some on the transfer.
Looking good, baby.
There we go.
Hold on. Don't push it.
Going back a little bit.
And we're done.
Nice.
All right, take it.
Austin back with another one.
Quicker, Austin. Quicker.
We're good. We're good.
Not enough?
One more. All right.
Kayla's got her.
Take it forward. Okay, I'm gonna let go and then you're gonna let go. Ready? Now.
All right.
Good job.
It's this way. Got to go this way a little. Nice job,
What's
guys.
happening? Okay.
Back.
All right, hold on. Come down a little bit.
There? I got more, guys.
I'll give it to you if you want it.
She's got another one.
Touch the rope.
Go.
Ready? It's gonna explode.
Not quite for LJ and his crew.
All we got to get is a little bit, and then we'll do it.
Let's see if we got it.
Go ahead.
Keep it up. It might not, just in case it's not enough.
They have enough.
Go faster.
Nope.
Not enough.
It's gotta be at the top.
Yes, girls. Keep it
Nice.
Oh yeah!
Nice.
Come on, Pink.
You good.
All right, go.
Coming back with another one. Will this be enough?
Yes.
That's got to be it. That's it, right? That's okay. It's there.
Make a call.
Austin, come back and get another one.
It's good.
Austin, golden hand, baby. Yeah. Way to go, guys. Yeah, man.
Kayla back with another one.
Kayla, how much left?
It's so slippery. Is that embankment right there? How was it close?
All right, let's go fill that puppy up. Come on, guys. Hold up. Don't tip it yet. Alex, you got to come way down. Alex, you got to come way down. Way down, Alex. Way down, Alex. You're 6 inches too high. Bring it back, LJ.
LJ towards me.
Yeah, okay.
Great, guys. You guys, okay, good job. We need to get that way up front here.
Not quite enough.
Move it. Don't wait. Let's not rush.
Go.
It has to go above the black line, the top of the black line.
Not enough.
Okay. Right there.
Good job, ladies. Good job.
He's got it. Is that enough?
Yeah. I just.
Keep going, guys.
Keep going. Yes. Come on.
Do it for Candace and the tribe. There it is.
I know.
5 points. Second and third for the ladies. 5 points.
So 5 and 5, we're still down by 2.
Yep.
Ladies first, Trisha.
John, do you have a small piece of rope?
I do not.
Mama C, do you have a challenge coin?
I do not.
Dan, do you have a leaf?
Head fake. LJ.
Jessica, do you have a bobber?
Candace.
Steve, do you have a rock?
Alex.
Trisha, do you have a small piece of rope?
Yeah, yo. Go ahead and put your box down. Walk over, grab the rope. You want to keep one of those? You want to point for your tribe?
I think we'll take the point.
Okay, 1 point.
Nick, do you have an acorn?
I do not.
Bethany, do you have an acorn?
Adam, do you have a tarp?
Not.
Katie, do you have a golf ball and some weird thing that I can't figure out what it is?
What item?
Sorry,
Thank you.
Good job, Austin. Good job.
That was good. That's a pretty. Do you have a golf ball?
I have a golf ball. Hey, Wayne.
Token.
Yes.
Token.
Come on over, Red.
That's a good souvenir, I think.
Get us food.
Point for your tribe, I assume? 1 point, Tinda.
Pretty lady number 3. Do you have a rock?
3 points, Umpe. 1 point, Tinda. Katie.
Watson, do you have some food too?
You can have it, to be honest. I really don't want it. Hey, take your box up. Put your box up.
Another point for Tinda. 3-2.
LJ, do you have a bobber?
Come on, Kayla. Like that.
3-3. Mike.
Sunday. You have a mosquito net?
I do not.
Susie.
Mike, do you have a head net, mosquito net?
Good timing.
Yeah.
Liza. Gotta leave. Four. That's okay, you can keep it.
I get to keep it too?
Yeah.
Bonus.
Abby.
I don't know your name, but do you have any free bar?
5 for Tinda, 4 for Umpe. Dave.
Laura.
I almost went with you too.
Yeah. Nice.
LJ, do you have a message in a bottle?
I do not.
Oh, message in a bottle. Wait.
Oh, Trisha! Oh. Would you have one of these? Because I do. Thank you.
Wayne, you want one of those or you want a point?
I think you should take the message.
Tough decision, Wayne.
What do you think?
I would definitely say point.
We'll take the point.
Okay.
Thanks.
Hand those over. 6-5.
Can I now have your fine
Another point for Tinda, I assume. 4 is down. 6 for Tinda. And 6 for Umpe. We're playing to 10.
Mama C, do you have a horseshoe?
One of these.
I love it.
One of these, perhaps.
Yeah.
John, do you have a little piece of wood?
Laura.
Nick with no pants. Do you have flint?
I sure do.
How'd she know that?
Ladies, if you like to keep one of the... You're going to take a point, okay? 7, 7, playing to 10. Dan.
Sunday. Do birds of a feather stick together?
Yes, they do.
I am.
She asked your name.
He is.
Do you have one of these?
Well done. Yeah.
Susie.
I
Dang it!
9 points, Tinda. 8 points, Fish Blue Up. You guys are losing points for going in. 9
All right, Katie, can you win this?
Take 8.
Jessica?
Fish.
You have that?
See how you know he'll fish.
9, 9.
All right, this one wins.
Next point wins.
You got this, girl.
Katie.
LJ, do you have a burlap sack? Awesome.
Hey, Nick! Hey, Nick!
You will designate one person from your tribe to compete in a fire-making challenge. I'll give you a few minutes to think about it.
It doesn't matter if you have flint and if you know how to do the magnesium, then you're going to be fine. We did too. Yeah, we have to win this.
If they come up the inside.
I'm still cheering.
If you want to send a third person,
All right, Tinda, who's making fire? Liza. Okay, who's making fire? John, come on up to your station. You want to make a fire tall enough to burn through your rope. You cannot lean any of your materials on the rope or on the side supports. There's stuff on the bottom as well that's probably easier to use, so you may want to just dump the buckets out and see what you've got to work with. They're the same elements in both buckets. Playing for rewards. Survivors, ready, go!
That's
Okay, that's all you need. Don't waste all of it on the first try. Hey, go like this. Hard. So you get... No. You gotta do the magnesium first.
Let it straighten the magnesium. On the other side,
Yeah.
is it?
You're right. That's it.
Grip it hard, grip it hard.
You got it, John.
Don't make like the Cook Island.
Who had the pine
Let me look at you. Let me look at your swing.
Go and talk to her.
From where you are.
Okay, let me turn your swing around. There you go. But you might need more magnesium. Really scrape it down good. Like it'll
You're good. You're good. You're good. Just get the spark now.
Oh yeah.
Let's go, girls. There you go. There you go. Show these boys.
So like after 15 minutes, then we can switch out.
John's got a flame.
Get back in there, you got it. You got it, You're good. Keep going, you got it.
Trying to hang on to that flame. He still has it.
You got it.
There it is. Building up.
You are the man.
There you go. Yes, yes, girl.
There you go. Keep going, just like that.
Liza's getting sparks consistently now. She have enough in there to catch.
Make sure you're not.
You got it. You're getting closer.
Come on, Liza. Right there. You need one spark to catch. You're doing great.
Yes. Come on, girl. Come on. You got this.
And my hands are killing me. You got it. Use water.
Stay with your.
You gotta use that, John. Cheater.
Okay, you can send it.
Go, go,
We're swapping or working together? Okay, come on, girl. Oh, not together.
There you go, that's what we need.
Swipe right. Yes, Abby. Get it, girl.
Ready?
Abby got it. Okay. Girls.
I found that if this part was angled down.
Nice, yes, Abby.
I'll say building up towards that string.
Good job, LJ. Let's go, John. Good job. Yes. Yeah, buddy. Bring it home. Come on. Come on.
Flame is on the string. Come on.
Don't stop.
Come on, bird. Yeah, buddy.
Burn the whole thing down. That string is surrounded by fire.
Yes. Look at that fire.
It's on fire. Burn it through.
Come on, get up there.
That was it.
Congratulations, these guys. Good job.
Copies for clothes.
Two survivor guys.
Yeah.
We let our girls want to do, because you guys want, that's what you wanted to do.
You wanted to try it, right?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Step up to the plate. You go, girl.
That first challenge felt like it could have been 5 separate challenges each in itself. So I'm exhausted. Like, that has really surprised me. It's been killer. I thought I was in an okay spot last night, but this morning the vibe was totally different. So I was kind of glad to be away from that. Literally, oh, fucking bugs. Men versus women is my worst nightmare. I just can't. I just don't even know. I'm presuming we're not going to stay as 2 tribes of 12, which could be a good thing, but I think I'll just have to tell the women that all the guys are trash talking them and try and do something with that, which is true. They've begun to trash talk people. So
My biggest fear coming into here was it was going to be men versus women, because I typically am better friends with guys, but
we've really become like this cohesive group. Actually, since breaking out into 6 and 6, like our 6 is dominated. I feel good. I don't think it's gonna last, as in like the tribes, not like any type of alliance. We haven't talked strategy at all, other than saying we'd like a woman to win. So I'm ready for the next shake-up before I make any moves.
I don't mind boys versus girls. I will say that we had this challenge with an axe, and I feel like it was maybe easier for the guys, but I got one in and I hit it, and I was so proud of myself. I think we have a pretty good team of girls. My group of 6 has been doing particularly well, so I'm okay with it. But I'm ready to get back with tribe I was with last night, who we never were even called a tribe. I prefer that group over just girls.
We know what's really cool is that everybody that comes here comes because they have a good heart. They love the game. There's not $1 million to win on the line. Nobody came here because they're narcissistic or just worried about themselves or their fortunes. They're here because they want to be a part of something that's really cool. And the good thing about that is everybody's a cool person. So last night we had a great tribe, 3 guys, 3 girls, wonderful. We got the flint, so we started a fire, and that was great. Had a lot of bonding around the campfire and stuff, so that was real good. But then today, all of the guys are getting along great as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out in the end with people that you've already run into and sort of made a relationship with, versus now you're with the guys, and so you got that relationship. So it's working all around.
It's very interesting, and the way that the teams are comprised is very balanced. There's a lot of balance. There's a lot of strength. There's a lot of mind, and I think the way that the score is panning out, it's a pretty equal challenge. It'd be very interesting if you know there's 12 guys piling in a tent at night, in a locker room, I guess. I'm not sure. But it makes for an interesting dynamic that we all weren't prepared for, but everyone's getting along. There's no friction. There's no, you know, bigger personalities or anything. So I think that the way it is right now is actually a safe play.
But I do know that I am working with Adam and Nick, I think it's C, that came to our camp that we were with last night, and also Alex. So whoever Alex is working with on his tribe, and Adam and Nick, we believe that we'll pull back together when there's a merge.
Realistically, I don't have any alliances that I care about at the moment, which is probably a bad thing, but it's also maybe a good thing. People are starting to think that we'll stay in those tribes of 6 that we're in with the ribbons. Shoot me in the face if that's true. Oh, it's so difficult. I feel like I'm second guessing everything. And because the weather is so bad, there's no opportunity to sneak off and try and talk to anyone. We're all just in one big group, and you can't even make eye contact with somebody without 3 other people noticing. Not that I even know who I want to make eye contact with. There's one tribe I think I like most of all, which is the tribe that had Adam, Steve, and the Nicks. I don't know who the girls on their tribe were, but I like those guys. So I would probably be quite happy to flip and join them, if that's an option. I honestly think that for everybody, it's gonna be what happens tonight. Like whether we stay as 2 tribes of men and women, or whether we switch up at the end of the day, which would seem strange because we'll have just won those rewards and then potentially people won't get to use them. But that's exactly what happened yesterday. So it could happen 2 days in a row. I think that right now, most of the alliances are still ones that were formed on the initial trek, and I was not here for any of that. I mean, I was there, but I just did not like my group, so I didn't get in on any of that. I think I wouldn't mind being with a couple of the girls from my initial group. Maybe Laura, because everybody thinks she's a little bit too gung-ho with her fandom. Basically, I would just like 4 guys, 4 girls, and then I can probably switch to the girls.
Right now, no one's like doing anything strategy-wise, and I don't want to be the one trying to talk strategy, so I'm really just trying to get to know every single person and make them like me and also prove myself in these challenges. I still think that the 3 girls, myself, Jessica, and Kayla, who started together from the very beginning, are gonna probably stay strong as long as we can. I have the biggest bond with them, but we haven't done any actual strategy talk at this point, and I'm just gonna try to make it as long as I can, and I don't wanna make waves by starting the strategy.
I want to do my best for the tribe, and as long as I do that, then you know, I don't really have a game strategy in terms of, you know, get my people and count on votes and things like that. I don't think you see a lot of that going on right now. Maybe you do and I just don't see it. It's just not how I do life, so I don't really do the big strategy thing. I'm just enjoying it. And since this is my first time here, I don't even know much about how this game is going to be played, so it'll be interesting to see when the voting off procedure starts, how that all works, and I'll just land where I land, I guess.
In my alliance are my original Abby, Liza, and Trisha. And then we've pulled in Bethany and Katie and Candace. So that should put us at 7, which is what we need.
7 girls?
7 girls in our alliance. And so if we, perchance, have to go to a vote, and if we stay together, we have the majority numbers. I would say I'm at the top of the alliance for making decisions. However, the way I like to play it is I like to let someone else think that they're calling the shots. That would be Liza. We discuss things, but then I try to say, so what do you think we should do? Even though I've already led her, in my opinion, to that decision. Because if you take charge, then you become a target. And I'm trying to tell the people I'm working with that I was underestimated in my season, and that I'm not a threat to win. Furthermore, no one's going to vote for me to win in the end because I'm a survivor. So I'm trying to play like I'm not going to really be doing anything, but I am actually pulling.
Most visibly for the girls, it's Sunday. It's the 3 girls, I think, that were on my tribe last night. Sunday, Liza, and Abby. Sunday and Liza were playing it a lot closer than Abby and Sunday and Liza, but John seems to think they're a really tight group, and that makes sense to me. They did admit, which is a bit of a slip up on their part, that tribe deliberately split into 2 4s so they would control 2 of the tribes of 6, which is such a good idea. I don't blame them for it at all, which is why I'm glad we switched out of it, because once you hear that, you're kind of like, okay, yeah, like that's where I stand.
I prefer the tribe we had last night, only just because of the diversity in the group. Because if we're in a tribe now, it really kind of carves it in half. There's no dimension. It's a bunch of guys versus a bunch of girls, and it's whether all egos are going to take over or it's, you know, I like the diversity of the group we had last night because it just always works better. And you get different personalities, you get different ideas on how to get stuff done, so I would prefer last night's.
Gee, you know, I don't know, LJ's a pretty cool guy. We've got some people from our tribe last night, Mike, you know, Dan, and then, you know, as far as the girls go, Tricia from our tribe last night, as well as Carolyn. They're pretty cool. We're close, you know, had good conversations and things, so that's kind of cool. The other teams have some players. You know, you have Sunday, which is just coming off of that Millennials game, and she's intense. She's got game. You got Abby as a girl. She's got good game. Adam, very likable. He's got game coming off of winning just now, so he's got momentum behind him. So I guess those would be the kind of threat people, but I'd say the guys, I'd probably pick LJ and maybe Wayne. You know, really cool, likable, good competitors, but doesn't seem too clandestine, you know, just really open, but good competitors and good smart people. And then girls, I would go with Carolyn and Tricia and Abby if I got a chance to pick the 3. And I think that would be a pretty unbeatable team. It would stay tight, stay smart, stay good, compete well, and be loyal to each other. I think that'd be a good tribe, yeah.
So when we left and figured out we were going to split, we did talk about we're going to stay strong. They actually were giving us some hints on how to throw the axe in the last challenge. They also, one of them told me which guy they probably will target, so I would love to still work with them, but I'm going to wait to see how we end up tonight. I'm not closing any doors. Dan, and I don't know if it's all of the guys or if it's just the one guy that I talked to, but he said Dan seems like the first boot. I honestly, I don't know if I have found anyone to be super threatening yet, and it could be that we're not talking strategy, and that's why I can't figure it out. I can tell who are challenge beasts. Everyone's really nice. I can tell who I don't feel is a threat, but no one has stood out to me as this is the person to watch for.
I think my biggest threat is Mama C because we're the most similar. Mama C is not my alliance. That doesn't mean she couldn't be, but at this point, hey, Survivor's sticking together, right? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I don't see all of us getting to the end anyway, so I want to just get myself as far as I can. I mean, I see myself getting there, but I don't see 6 of us getting there.
You know, it's going to be tough. I know sometimes girls can really stick together, and every time I've watched the season, they always want to try to do the girl thing, which never pans out. Somebody always feels left out. Somebody always feels like they're on the bottom. I'm hoping, but if we get to reconnect and reunite, that they expose a little bit of the information on how things are breaking down there, whether they're inviting back if they just couldn't wait to get out of there, or any of that. I think that the biggest one is, I actually think that the biggest one may be my alliance, Wayne. Only because I'm close with him, he's getting a feel for me, and he has talked to the other in the alliance and told me what the plan is. So I'm the second guy, so we'll find out.
But that's where you want to be, right?
And I'll take it right there. Yep. As far as who's in control in our tribe, I don't really feel like there is anyone in particular in control, only because we're splitting in 6s. So I don't know how the dynamic is working with the other 6.
Gotcha.
With us, it's just a blend of group that is just trying to get through challenges. Nobody's dominant, nobody's pointing fingers, everyone's cooperative. So I can't speak for the other 6, but the vibe I was getting last night, even though I said I want to get back with that same group, I think that they're stronger as a little core with me added, as opposed to just me with these guys. It's kind of loose. So I feel the vibe changing a little bit.
I found the idol clue in the memory challenge, but then I told everyone about it and gave it to LJ, and I'm not really sure why I did that. I saw the clue in the box with all the items because I was the 3rd person up, and there had not been a little clue parchment in any of the sets, but because I was 3rd, I was like, well, I'm gonna look like such a dick if I take the clue and then it turns out that it shows up in the 4th or 5th set, because then we can't win the point and everyone will be like, where did the clue go? I'll have to be like, oh, I stole it. So I just told everybody in the group, which I don't know why, because I don't like them. Oh, that's not true, I don't not like them. And then LJ was last, so he took it, and he's definitely read it already. So he's probably looking for it if it's around here.
So I grabbed it, I put it into my bag, and as we were going through, I did get to, they're gonna be upset about this, but I did get to take a peek at it, so I knew in advance what this was. So I make sure I rolled it back up and looked like it was untouched, so that when I exposed it to the group, it was first-hand information. It could be an idol to the person holding it and reading it. Maybe, I don't know, I wanted it to be open for the group. And it turns out to be a challenge advantage if we can find it in a stack of wood. So what should happen as we walk out here, I don't know how many challenges we have left, but when we do walk out, there's a pile of wood that has the advantage in there, the legacy advantage. So it's going to be very interesting on how the group decides on who is going to go out there and get it, because this is going to determine a little bit about the pecking order of the group and who makes the decision for such a big possible change in the game. Who's going to go out there, who's going to be the sheep, who's going to be the pawns. So I'm very interested to step back and let them unfold this.
I don't care, like I'm like not gonna find an idol anyway because I hate the outdoors. So, you know, if the clue's like go and look by this big oak tree, I'm gonna be like, I don't know what an oak tree is. So I wouldn't know how to find it. I'm hoping it will just sow some paranoia. I mean, it's interesting because I think if we had a clue, there was a clue in every box, but we don't know if anyone else found it. Like all the other guys claimed not to have seen it, which is ridiculous. But maybe they didn't. Someone who I know has it and maybe feels a little bit indebted to me. I don't care if he does. But it just means that there's 6 people, you know, because realistically, if we were to stay in that 6, it's the 3 other guys that I was with in the initial challenge, and then I think 2 guys from different tribes as well. So it just means that some options open up there in terms of how those numbers break down. But I don't think we're going to stay in those groups anyway. I'd be really surprised if they left us as.
But second to that, and this is a little off topic, I also found a clue to a hidden immunity idol, which was hanging on our team sign. And I was just kind of taking a look in there, and I noticed the muscle was cracked just enough that I could see a little piece of paper in there. So I was able to walk back with the flag, open it up, put it in, and then read it, and it is a clue. So wherever camp may be, I'm hoping that I have an opportunity to snatch that up too, and maybe, you know, get a feel on what's happening here, because the couple seasons I've watched of this, they're not survivor friendly. As much as they're fans and they love the game, they think it's a disadvantage to them with us being here. But in reality, that's not true, because the people that have the advantage are people that are familiar with this event, come as spectators, come as volunteers, so they have the advantage on, you know, maybe seeing a similar challenge in the future or in the past, or maybe where camp's set up, or maybe where they would hide a, you know, speculative idol. So I'm trying to put the blame on those guys. Listen, these guys are the true veterans here. These are the guys that you watch out for. So I've taken a peek at it, and once I get back to camp, I have a chance to give myself a little insurance.